Brian, what's up? I'm trying to get out of here, but I wanted to show everyone what I have worked up, and it's saucy. It's all right. I need paint. I need yellow paint. Paint laid down pretty decent today. Not terrible. It's it. I mean, I. It's hard for me to get shit to even spray harder right now. Uh, it's really difficult because it's so hot and it's so humid. Um, it's bad. It's bad. Repairing, painting, and sneak peek. Yes, I got my air. My air's working. My vent sucker is working. My air respirator is working. I got a new airbrush. I've spent more than I've made this week, but we're working through it. We are working through it. So, in honor of the PB walleye that I caught up in Minnesota on this bait, this one, I wanted to give a nod to the walleye. So, rather than paint this exact color, I just tweaked it a little bit and did, I guess you would call this color bull brim. Uh, I did uh, Wonder Wonder Bread brim. I need my paper. So it's got the little pinky hues with the chartreuse and the blue on the tips and the tail. Uh, just just to change it up ever so slightly, but it looks badass because the little bit of the little bit of color I added to the nose and the tip, it changes because it's got a little bit of purple in it, so it looks kind of red and then it looks purple and then it kind of the overspray kind of hits the chartreuse and it's got a little orange to it, and then like when it's on top of the scales, it looks like copper. It it does a lot. It's actually pretty cool. Um, so I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it. Um, all right. Sorry if I have to listen to my ring. I'll turn that off. But I managed. These were, I will say, pretty painful to get done. Uh, it's taken me damn near 3 days just to get some paint started on them. I was able to kind of get them base coated. Had to stop. Everything broke. Started again today. Went home because I was supposed to meet the AC man. Guess what? The AC douche didn't show up. He was supposed to call on his ride over. Well, I left here after I fixed everything. I went here. They said they would be there between 10 and 1. So I worked from 10 to about 12, and then I went home to meet this guy, and he didn't show up. So I was uh, pretty furious. Not only did he not only did he not call, he just didn't show up. So I was pretty stoked about that. But yeah, that's just part of it. Part of it. So then I came back here, got the painting, and here we are. Yeah, this is the skinny root. I have to find. I'm looking for one. I don't know where my regular one is. Is it the exact same profile, Burns? Just a different width? Yeah, these things are sexy. Yes. Original root was 7/8. That's big. This one cast real good though. I think that was something Hella mentioned. Yeah, it is kind of a. If I would have put some bars down it, it would have been a. It would have been kind of SH40. I think about that, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. These will go up probably tomorrow. You're correct. They do burns. Maybe it wasn't this bait. Maybe it was the. Oh, I know what it was. It was the Dreamwalker, because he picked up the Dreamwalker, and it's not a very big bait. And he picked it up and whizzed it out there, and he's like, "Damn, this thing throws good." He said, "I wasn't expecting it to throw good because it's small." He was surprised. All right. Those. That is badass. And then these jewels. These are sexy. Real sexy. You can't see. Well, you kind of can. But those scales are blue-green. You can't see them in this light. But there you can kind of see them. But this is kind of like a goldy blue greeny Louisiana shad. I don't know what it is about. There's something about colors with that like kind of green side. Copper green shad, for instance. My favorite color growing up was Louisiana shad. I've probably caught over my lifetime. I've probably caught more fish on Louisiana shad than I have anything. And that color and copper green shad all have one thing in common, and that is that like green underspray. that the scales sit over. So copper green obviously has copper scales. Louisiana shad has silver scales. But they all, both of them to me are very, very, very effective. Um, but also, if you're if you're a painter and you get one of these and you look at the back and the copper across the back is spotty, it's by design. I didn't want I didn't want a bright solid copper back because I felt like that would have taken away from the bait. So what I did was I turned my air pressure to basically zero and I sprayed it and it just kind of spit pearl copper down the back to where it's broken up and it's not a solid stripe of copper. It's broken copper, but it's enough that you can see it, but it's not enough that it's like a glowing copper bar. Um, so it's not from it's not from me being a shitty painter. It is by design. If it was from me being a shitty painter, I would admit to it, but it's not. What's up, Nasty Nate? Any fishing going down? You been throwing the native around any? I keep having guys come out of the woodworks that like got one of those baits. Maybe they just got around to throwing it. I'm like, dude, I've fallen in love with this thing. Good. Good. Because there will never be another one. Dude, these things are sexy. I can't wait to clear them. That'll be good. I will say, painting with a new brush has been exquisite. This one you might see. These pop pretty good. There you go. But dude, this thing's gonna look so good in the water. I can't wait. What do y'all think about testing baits like if you buy a bait that's been tested in a pond for action and it caught a fish? Would you bitch? Burns, I bought a new airbrush. I bought an Eclipse. Here's why. So I went to the store because I was running into a moisture issue. I was getting moisture. I have a moisture trap on my airline before and after. I have two. The one, and then I have a moisture trap, and then I have or I have my incoming line's got a moisture trap on it, and then it's got this other thing on it, and I got a moisture trap on the other side of that, and then it goes into a little splitter that I've got my quick connects run to, and then my quick connects run to my airbrushes. And I was getting moisture in my airbrushes, and it was because my I had so much solvent in my paint that it was pulling like moisture through everything. It's kind of like you can put alcohol in a gas tank, and it'll soak up all the moisture. It's kind of the same principle. So I was having that issue, and I said, well, I need to go get a filter for right before the air gets to my gun that I put on my airline that connects to my gun. So I went to the store, and the stupid filter was $30. So I said $30. That's pretty high for this little plastic filter. So after that, I started thinking about it, and I went and got in the truck. I was like, I'm not buying that damn shitty filter for $30. I said, let me walk back in there. So I walked back in there, and they had an Eclipse. They had one left. It was 150. But the Eclipse came with a bonus pack of a filter. And I said, well, that's a $30 value. So I'd basically be getting the airbrush for $120. So I said, you know what? Screw it. I've been wanting a new airbrush. I'll just get this damn thing. So they got me. They got me for $1.64. And it's already covered in shit. It does not look a day old, I can tell you that. I don't know how people keep airbrushes clean. It did come with some paint I should probably give away to somebody because I'm never going to use it. It's like some sort of water-based airbrush paint. So if you airbrush and you spray water-based, let me know. Can't be the painter dude without an airbrush. That's right. I was gonna try. I didn't want an Iwata, honestly. Like I don't have a beef with Iwata. I just wanted to try something different. I was looking at the maybe like a Pache Talon, and then some sort of Badger something. And I was gonna try one of those, and I got outbid on one on eBay. I was like, well, maybe I'll find another one. So, but I wasn't really married to any of those. Like I didn't see one, and I thought, oh yeah, that's the one. So I saw the Eclipse and made a impulse buy. But I did find out something I don't like about it. Is that it's got this big tip, but then it's got like the little screw on tip on the end of it. I don't like that. I thought it had the big beefy one. but it's got 2. Not that it matters. I'll destroy it either way. Just voting for the new product showcase now. I'm hanging out in the dining hall. You meet anybody good, Brennan? You are hooked up? You are well connected? You have a job yet in the fishing industry? Have you been hired? What are you eating? A pretzel? Hot dog? What did you vote for? The Flying Fish by Savage Gear? Mini cheeseburgers, like crystals, kind of, I guess. Sliders, they're called. Oh, Joseph Correa, nothing. I'm just dotting I's before I go home. I was giving a little sneaky peek of the colors we have here for the slim root. And I don't know why, but that green side, I don't care if it's on copper green shad. I don't care if it's on Louisiana shad. I don't care what color it's on. I don't care what color the scales are. It just gets bit. So we're gonna go with something extra bitey today. Something immune to not getting bit. To not getting bit. Sliders are great. You can't see it. I'll have to film a video of it. But the scales are like a blue-green color, and they've got like a green undertone, under color. But if you see this color on the nose here, it brings out the green more than the blue, and it really is going to look nice once it's cleared and in the water. As they say in the biz, it's going to pop. Oh boy, what's up, Bob? Bob got to try out the Dream Pop Burns. He said he was full chub the whole time he fished it. Is that primer on my logo? No, this is from when we first. This was an experiment. We printed this shirt without. We just used the ink. We had. We were printing cotton shirts, and I had this one laying around, and it was used. I was like, print this one. So we threw it on there and printed it. But on these type of shirts, you have to lay a base white that is that jives with this material, and we were just using a cotton white ink, and it didn't jive over time. It lasted a pretty good while, but you got to use this. You got to use a special ink for this this material, and this was just cotton ink, so it didn't. It wasn't. It wasn't a lifer. So there you go. Wondergill and Sex Machine. Brendan is winning Big Bass Honors on the Dream Pop. Should we do a Burns? That would be awesome to do a Burns Balsa Big Fish giveaway and have a tournament that lasts a year. Nate, did you not get one? Or did you get one? He rigged his scale. I think that would be kind of fun. How do you keep people from cheating? Nothing anybody. I think we could trust everybody, but is it dicked up? I hate it. It terrifies me when somebody says, "Hey, I've got a question." It's like, oh, fuck what? Hey, I just got this bait from you. That's usually how it starts, and you're like, God, what is this about? Like, what happened? Uh, Nothing bad. Uh, I got this. So I got this bait from you, and it sinks. Oh, great. Yeah, that's what I. That's what when, I need to talk to you about this bait. What? Um. Yeah, I don't like if we were to play that out starting now. I don't know if anybody's going to beat Brendan's 8.7 or whatever it was. Um, I don't. I don't know. I don't know that that's. I don't know that 8.79. Travis, I don't even remember. Hopefully, it started with, "Hey, this dicked up," and then you just get it out of the way. 8.7 is a tall task. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't like. I don't think anybody in the North's beating that. You know what I mean? Um, like you have to. Maybe if you're in Texas, maybe if you're in Florida. I don't think you're beating that in Alabama, honestly. Um, uh, no, I don't think anybody's going to beat that. PB's 8.4, and to be able to top that, your personal best ever on a specific bait would be pretty tough. Um, yeah, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Um, I'd have to catch something in a different species around here. Yeah, maybe we need to open up the species. Biggest fish, period. So uh, then that would open it up to the pike guys. That would maybe change the game. This is the Dream Pop on a teener. Let's hope not. Coolest catch on film. That would be cool. I'd love to see a filmed. I don't know how many people film though. Striper, yeah. You could probably catch a big striper on one of these. Who would have thought, dude? Literally, bait's been out a week, and dudes have been smashing big ones on them. Pretty wild. Um, what is the lake in Texas? Is that you talking about the Tecomate guy? The Tecomate Ranch guy? Uh, Smallest fish would probably be pretty entertaining you would have to get, like I said before, you'd have to get one of those like drug dealer scales, so it would be like grams. Burns, you build rods? Oh, never worried about. I think for some reason I said I've never. I read that as I've never worried about a lost rod. I just build a new one. Maybe I need to provide a scale. Order like uh, order like 50 of those 50 of those gram scales off of uh, Amazon and send them to everybody as certified Tacklecraft micro scales. Also rod. That would be cute. That would be gram scales, $17. What's up, Darius? Any fishing today? I see Z-Man came out with a swim bait that looks like it's got a hotel. Jeremy, I saw that and I was thinking, cease and desist. Like of all people, Z-Man, who went after every Tom, Dick, and Harry that was over 3 feet tall that made anything resembling a chatterbait, got a cease and desist from them, and then they're going to rip off the damn Hud tail. I saw that and I was like, y'all are real pieces of work. Y'all are real pieces of, and by pieces of work, I mean pieces of shit. Because I don't know how it happened. I'm gonna make this short because I got to get out of here. But I don't know if they had their sales reps that worked for their distributor that would go and sell in all these shops, but my neighbor Mean Gene made a chatterbait and he sold them. And the dude did not, like, he sold to a handful of tackle shops. He did not have like, he sold probably like 100 of these things, maybe. Like he wasn't lighting the world on fire. Like the dude was just getting by, you know what I mean? Like paying his light bill and shit. So he was retired and he did this for, amusement pretty much. But he uh he got a damn cease and desist from Z-Man and said, if you don't quit selling these, we're gonna damn sue you. And I was like, how did they even find this guy? Like he lives in the middle of nowhere and he sells to like 2 tackle shops. And I'm guessing whoever the distributor sales dude was goes through and looks at all the stock and then they tattletale back to Z-Man and say, oh, look at this guy, call him. Which kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like that he wasn't hurting anything. None of the like small scale guys were. And so they went, like I said, they went after everybody. And now they're like, oh, check out our new Huddleston. Losers. Had 2 smallmouth took the dream pop all the way gone from the surface and come unbuttoned. Get rid of that damn feather, Darius. That's what I'm saying, Kyle. Snitchy. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Slobber thumps, but doesn't hunt like a jackhammer. I caught plenty of slobber though. Duty calls later, BBC. Darius, dump the feather. Just take your scissors and go smeep. Solved. Or put it on the front. I quit using bottom through hook to kill too many fish. Yeah. I see a I used to look forward to seeing all the new product showcases. Yeah, I think that's what's uh, um, I don't know. Are we getting smarter as consumers because of the internet? I think that has a lot to do with it. Um, which I'm talking about a very small population of us. We are not large in volume. The tackle enthusiasts. Um, so I don't know if it's just us because I don't really. I think there's more people wising up to rip-offs and things of that nature. Um, prefer the jackhammer, but the slobber knocker is way better in wood. What about that old Strike King one with the weight on the bottom of the lip? That thing was supposedly my fishing partner Jody used to throw that thing, and he used to always talk about how much he liked it. He's like, "This thing's awesome. I can actually get it through a tree." I never. I actually think I did buy one, but I never like put it through the ringer. Um, are we talking about how Evergreen is about to drop Z-Man? Yeah, what's going to happen with that? Is Evergreen just going to keep pumping out the jackhammer? It's got to be hard to come up with new ideas that can make you money and easy to produce. It's not, Brian. The problem is they don't want to pay the people with good ideas. There's plenty of good ideas out there. There's a million things. You know what? There's actually an infinite amount of things. There is no limit to new ideas and baits that can be made. Unfortunately, it's a follow the leader kind of industry. But if you're too forward, it doesn't resonate. It doesn't resonate with the angler. They don't get it. So, yep. So they sit back and they use their cash and their ability to produce things in a fast manner, and they wait for something to trend, and then they swamp you, and they swamp everybody. Oh, you guys like swim baits? Okay, here you go. They're everywhere. They're in every store on the planet now, and they're $10. Have fun. Um, heard rumblings about it. Then Z-Man announced that $10 jackhammer. Um, the Strike King on roads to the surface too much. Sounds about right. Seems price is no obstacle anymore in fishing baits. If it catches fish, people will pay whatever. Yep. Yeah. No shit, Bob. Oh, y'all need a new bait design? Here's one. This thing's awesome. I caught an 8.7 on it first time I threw it. Waiting on them to bring back 1900s baits because they have nowhere else to go. Yeah. I don't understand how Rapala gets ripped off for years and then they do it and it's the end of the world. Who's Rapala ripping off? What did they rip off? But sure, everybody's got a DT6, something like Bill Lewis did the DT knockoff. Now Berkeley's got one. OSP. Uh, Rob Cochran's Mama J. Was that the inspiration for the DT? Well, that's bad on Fritz. because that Fritz was behind that, right? So I think everybody in the industry can learn. Um, I think everybody in the industry can learn from Spro. Not that Spro's doing anything great. Obviously, they do dumb, cheesy shit like the Megalodon and all that kind of stuff. But with what they did with the Chad Chad, it was welcomed with open arms, and you can see because they weren't sketchy about what they were doing. They included the builder with the bait, and all their fans, all the KGB fans, welcomed it with open arms. They said, "Give us this bait." And then you know what else they did? They told all their friends about it, and they said, "You know what? This is going to be awesome." They were happy. Everybody was happy. And then you know what they did? By doing that, they merged the enthusiast group with the common angler. They got the best of both worlds. Everybody was happy because all the enthusiast guys were talking about it. Then the underlings heard about it. They got excited about it. Everybody's excited about it. They sell a lot of baits that way. Everybody's happy. If uh, if Rapala would have thrown a little cred to Rob Cochran, all the wood bait enthusiasts would have been. I mean, not that they needed it, obviously, um, but I think now it makes a little more of a difference. Back when the DT came out, it didn't. But like if they rip something off now, there would be a little bit of a stink. But if the DT6 was coming out this year, and they threw a little threw a little recognition to Rob Cochran and the Mama J, um, all the wood bait enthusiasts would be happy. They would not be pissing and moaning. They would not be boycotting. The world would be a better place. But KGB rods, there, the KGB line. It's all you got. You got to have the package, man. You got to have a reel to go with it. You got to have it all. But anyway, let's wait and see what happens up at ICAST. And by wait and see what happens, I mean get disappointed. Um, what about when they used to rent out original Rapellas? Everyone and their mom copied that bait. I didn't know people rented Rapellas. The only bait I've ever heard about being rented was the Big O's. I didn't know people rented Rapellas. That'd be kind of cool though. The only thing I could see people renting out now is swim baits. Um, who's winning the best of show copy fest? I don't know. It depends on who is paying the most to ICAST. Um, yeah, Jeremy, back in the 70s, they used to rent Big O's, I believe, and it was expensive, dude. Like you think swim bait and shit's expensive? Like you had to pay like it was like $100 to rent a bait, and like 50 of it you didn't get back. Oh, Mike Bessett, there's a dream pop snatcher right there. He had a good day on it. He didn't beat Brennan's 8-7 though. Um, yeah, just wait, Kyle. 6 Cents is already on that one. They will have their tall gizzard coming out. Uh, yeah, I thought you had a good day on it, Mike. I was like, damn, Mike's catching him on this thing. And then Brennan sends me a picture the next day, and he's like, here's an 8-7. It's like, I don't think uh, Brian literally rent a bait. You literally go to the lake and you pay like $50 and you get to take the bait fishing, and if you lose it, they keep your $50, and then you have to pay them like an extra 20 just to use it. So you put heavier hooks so you can catch them damn hogs. All right, I'm going home. Good talking to y'all. See you tomorrow. Baits will be done, and I will reveal via email when they're going up. Later, dudes.